accidentally became a meme, and this is that story. My name is Laina Morris, but you may know me as Overly Attached Girlfriend. This all started in 2012. I was 20 years old in school to become a teacher. I had actually just taken a break and I was working part-time at a place called Pack and Mail, just living with my college roommates, going to work. Life was pretty normal. In the back of my mind, like if I could have done anything, I would have moved to LA and done acting or writing or something like that, but I wasn't confident enough in that happening for me to really take that leap. So I was in my apartment looking online at just like, the daily Justin Bieber news as you do. And I came across a contest that Justin Bieber was having. He had a hit song at the time called Boyfriend, and he was releasing a new fragrance called Girlfriend. So he asked fans to make a parody song from the girlfriend's perspective. So I got really excited and started writing lyrics right away. I was a Justin Bieber fan. I mean, keep in mind, I was 20 years old and Justin Bieber was like a teenager. I wasn't really like obsessed with him. I think it was kind of fun, like silly music that I enjoyed, but it wasn't like a real obsession like a lot of people may think it was. When it came to the lyrics of the song, I knew that I wanted it to be funny. His original lyrics, I think, are "I'll never let you go," and so I just kind of took that and made it to the extreme, and that kind of took off from there.
If I was your girlfriend, I'd drive you up the wall. Question who you're with, yeah, I'd always call and call.
I wasn't actually speaking from experience. The creepy face was definitely like a last minute decision. So I was on like my fourth take of this song and I realized that there's this really long instrumental period of time at the beginning of the song where I was just sitting there not doing anything. So I just sort of decided to stare straight into my webcam and make the creepiest face I could make. I had no idea how profoundly this would affect my life. I posted the video to YouTube for the contest the night of June 6th, and then I think like right after that I shared it to my Facebook page. It was before I went to bed that night that I knew people that I didn't know in real life were watching it. I remember my roommates and I were staying up watching the numbers come in, and there was like 52 comments at one point, and I knew that I didn't know 52 people that would take the time to watch and especially comment on the video. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up and it was a lot bigger than it was the night before. My first memory of that day is walking out into my living room and my roommates turning their computers toward me and saying, "You're a meme." And that's when I realized my face was everywhere. All day I was just getting like texts from my friends and seeing comments online, and I couldn't get online without seeing my own creepy face staring back at me. Like my friends and I thought it was mostly just funny. Like I feel like I'm really lucky that I was in on the joke. I know that's not the case for a lot of other people that kind of wake up and realize their face is all over the internet and they've become a meme, but there was no negativity at first. It was just like all really, really cool, positive, like, what's happening, this is crazy. At the time, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen was really popular, and so people were asking for that very specific parody for me to do. And I wasn't sure like if I should keep it going or just like let it be what it was. I didn't want to milk it for too long. I decided to go ahead and do it. And the second video blew up, and then the #1 and #2 top spots on YouTube were both my videos. That is kind of when I realized like, okay, maybe I should kind of ride this wave and go along with this and make it into something. I was on YouTube and I did a bunch of different like sketches, interview type things, and vlogs. I got to be on the red carpet at the American Music Awards. I also got to go to Singapore where I had a staring contest on stage with Jessica Alba, which was like simultaneously one of the coolest and weirdest things that's ever happened to me. I lost during the rehearsal, but I won the real thing. And Jeremy Piven was playing a drum. An important side note there. I got asked by Delta to be in an airline safety video. I was on set with all of these like meme and internet people. I think all of us were kind of thinking like, why? Like, why us? Why this concept? And after the video was posted, I think the entire internet kind of wondered the exact same thing, but it didn't take away from the fact that it was so fun. It was a cool experience to meet other people that had kind of gone through similar things. Anyone who's like become a viral meme, we all have a very similar story while also being like vastly different. All of these like really cool opportunities were happening, and I was on YouTube and things were going really well, but it did get to the point after maybe about a year of doing this where I started to feel just like a ton of pressure to figure out what the end goal was. Did I want to pursue acting or stand-up? Did I want to write? Did I need to move to Los Angeles? I felt like really overwhelmed and stressed. If I didn't have a video idea, then I would just be like beating myself up about it every day, all day, and it was still really fun, which I think is part of why it was so difficult and confusing. I know now, looking back, that I sort of landed myself in this depression around like 2014 especially is when it got really bad, but I didn't know it at the time. You know, like I kind of thought, well, I have all these great opportunities and I have this great life and I'm making money and like I'm not depressed, it's just I'm stuck, or I'm lazy, or I can't find the motivation. I was in therapy for about 9 months before I made the decision to try medication. I had a tough time with it. I remember when I first picked up my prescription, I cried in the parking lot of the pharmacy because I just didn't want to need it. I didn't want to have to like rely on this pill going into my body to feel better. But at the end of the day, like I knew that anything was better than how I was feeling then. And it worked for me. And so it's important for me to kind of get that message out there that it does work for some and it doesn't work for others. And I think if that's something that you need to do for yourself, that it's really important that you remember that all you're doing is taking care of you. I kind of knew that if I ever walked away, if I ever officially decided like, okay, I'm done with YouTube, I didn't want to leave without a goodbye video. My story is a little bit unique, right? Like not everyone becomes a meme, but my mental health part of that story is not unique at all. And in fact, since posting my video, what I've learned is it's actually incredibly common for people to feel the way that I felt. I'm still online, I'm still on Instagram and Twitter, and I still kind of look at the numbers and care a little bit, but it's just not, it doesn't take over my life, I guess, the way that it used to. Looking back at everything that happened, I'm super grateful. My life in literally every possible way changed completely overnight, and there were so many highs and there were so many lows, and I look back at that time with a lot of fondness. I'm very happy that it happened, and I think Overly Attached Girlfriend is like the best thing that's ever happened to me.